Hello, and welcome to Not Too Shabby, the Chimney Corners Camp podcast, featuring camp directors Shannon Donovan Monty and Abbott Pittman. In each episode of this podcast, Shannon and Abbott will share crazy camp stories, let you in on some camp secrets, tips, and tricks, talk about life at Chimney, and even pull the curtain back on how camp runs from behind the scenes. From staffing to activity planning to the friendships we make along the way, join us twice a month for your camp fix.
Hey, Abby.
Hey, Shannon.
I have to make an excuse. I have a little bit of a cold right now,
Oh, no.
so I'm a little snuffly.
You have your tea, and I have my tea, so hopefully that helps you out a little bit.
Right. We both have had little winter colds.
Yeah. This is the first time I've been sick all year.
I know. This is the first time I've ever been sick in my whole life.
Okay, well.
No, that's not true.
Well, speaking of winter, Shannon, it is the holiday season, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
I
What?
really like the holiday
Do you?
season. Yes.
Is your house decorated?
No.
Okay.
Yes. Well, a little bit. I'm waiting for Bridget and Ryan to get back to decorate.
Well, seeing it as the holidays, this is sort of the season of giving, if you will.
Yes, that's
Or
true.
the season of the Starbucks cup, you know.
Right.
Always a controversial subject. Have you seen the 2024 Starbucks cup?
No, is it controversial? Is that
No,
real?
but like it feels like every year there's some controversy around
Yeah.
it. It's always there's always someone saying something. You know, you
Right.
can't win with a Starbucks.
What
cup.
does it look like? Oh,
It's probably red or green.
probably. They also have that funny holiday game that you can play in Starbucks with that mouse that jumps on stuff or jumps over
What?
stuff, and you can
What?
win
It
prizes.
genuinely sounds like you dreamt this. This
I
is
didn't
not real.
ask anybody.
who?
Ask people. I'll show you on the app afterwards. It's the most like for somebody like you who likes video games, it has to be the most simplified video game ever.
Oh.
Yeah.
So when you first originally described it moments ago, you didn't clarify that it was a game. You like a video game? I thought that you walked into a Starbucks and a mouse jumped out at you, and if the mouse got you, free cappuccino.
That would be really interesting. I have a terrible habit of leaving significant details out of. I think that people are inside my head and know what I'm thinking. I'm working on this, but thank you for pointing it out.
Sure, sorry, I didn't mean to hit a nerve with that one, but you have to see what I was envisioning. I mean,
I know.
and I was thinking a live mouse. I wasn't thinking. It's fine. We'll move on. We'll move past it. So tis the season of gifts and
Yes.
controversial Starbucks cups
Yep.
and mice.
And mice.
Okay, the big
yep.
three.
Oh, yeah. It's all out there.
Big holiday season.
Yep.
So something I kind of wanted to chat with you about on this pod, if you will, is
Okay.
maybe the greatest gift you've ever received. Now, hang on. I know what you're thinking. Your daughter, your sister,
Yeah, no.
life. I don't want any of that.
Right.
Okay,
I know.
That's too squishy.
I know.
I want
hear ya.
a material object that you remember getting as a kid, or maybe your parents got you like a trip to Disney World.
I just want to expand that it could be a gift. It could have been a graduation gift or
Yes. Okay.
Oh, that made me think of something.
Of a graduation gift you got?
Yeah.
I got money
Did you?
for graduation.
Oh, you know what's so cool? So my dad had, there's 9 kids in his family, right? And my grandma really cared about fairness, which I thought is smart. When you have 9 kids, you really have to think about stuff like that. So she had a system, in general and then, you have 9 kids and they all have kids. So, 27 grandkids, I think. Sorry, Dad, if I got that wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's how many of us there are.
I don't even know 27 people.
I know, right? So, our family reunions were big, like camp. That's probably where the whole idea of, that's why I think I like camp so much, is because my life has been like camp. But anyway, so she had a system, and I've carried it on. So when it was your birthday, you would get $1 for each year.
Okay.
And that's back in the olden days when $1
Could buy you a Mercedes Benz.
Right. You could buy a house for $5.
Right, yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah, so it was like that. So
That's big money.
That was really cool. And then there was a set amount you would get for graduating from high school. There was also a thing where when you graduated, you could either come and visit her in Florida and stay with her for a week or get money, which I have to say was a little bit loaded if you think about it.
What if you choose money and then you're on her list of the 27 least favorite grandkids?
Exactly. And I always knew that some of my cousins, and I'm not going to mention you by name, but you know who you are, were always like, oh, I'm going to grandma's. So, of course, you're like, oh.
Wait, that means that you picked the money.
No, it was just that, like, I think because they picked grandma, I picked grandma too.
Oh, you followed them blindly.
I am, you know me. But not that it was honestly, it was lovely to visit grandma in Florida. I mean, this is what is that called? Complaining on the yacht, you know, like. I had to, poor me. I had to choose between money or going to Florida for a week and staying with my grandma.
So you chose go to Florida with your grandma.
Yeah.
How much money was she offering there? Let's talk about that.
I can't remember.
Well, that doesn't help me make a decision between going to Florida with your grandma or getting money from your grandma.
I don't think, that's not.
It wasn't an option.
It wasn't extended to you, clearly. But what do you think? What would you have chosen? The money?
No, I would have chosen. I think I would have been caught in this. You know, I take that back. I think as a young person, it would have changed. I would have hurt 13, 14, 15 when I started feeling my independence more and making $7.25 at the Brugger's Bagels. That money would sound really good.
I know. You really cleaned up at Brugger's Bagels, didn't you?
No. $7.25. I mean, to you, I know that sounds like a lot of money because, you know, you could buy a Snickers with a penny when you were a kid.
Right. I remember being really shocked when Bridget would babysit and she was expecting, you know, like $7 or $8 an hour. Or whatever. I was like, oh my goodness. Like I was remembering babysitting for like $1 an hour or something.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
My gosh.
And maybe I'm wrong. People can you can phone in and correct me if I'm wrong, but
yeah, it's 1-800 Shannon's wrong.
1-800.
Again, 1-800 Shannon's wrong.
Shannon also
it's
seems
ringing
to think
all the time.
I seem to think that this is a live call-in show.
You keep being like she'll say stuff and she'll like try to fix it after she said it. I'm like, I can just cut it out, Shannon.
Right.
Just edit it, and she's like trying to make it work.
I'm a little afraid you're going to edit all this out. I'm finding it very entertaining.
I am too, but you know, we're the ones talking. We think we're hilarious.
I know.
We're completely off of the original topic.
Wait, can I tell the people? Wait, I have to tell this story.
Please.
Abby convinced me to listen to our podcast
on
our recent trip to Brooklyn. We turned it on and I found it incredibly entertaining. And my big laughs were all for the funny things that I said myself. I mean, oh, come on. I was like, this is so self-indulgent.
She would be like giggling after literally listening to herself giggling about the joke that she had made. It was incredibly meta.
It was very meta.
Oh, yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, well, you ended up liking it. In fact, you let me play the second episode.
I know. I couldn't wait to find out what we were going to talk about next. Anyway, we're talking about gifts. So tell me, Abby, can you think of a gift that you got that really surprised you or like, you know, can I?
Oh, please. I mean, why stop now?
This is the Shannon show. Fun thoughts that Shannon has. Oh my gosh. Oh, when you ask a person the best present you've ever had, that actually makes it very hard to answer.
I know.
So when you ask somebody,
what are the top 3?
Not even top 3. You just say, tell me about a gift you've got that you really like, rather than don't ask somebody what their favorite song is.
Puts a lot of pressure on.
Just ask them like a song they really like, and you'll be amazed at the results.
Get her on an infomercial. One of my all-time favorite gifts that I've ever received. I can specifically remember I asked for it all year long, and I was really good. And that's saying a lot because I was a really bad kid. In fact, after I was born, my mom was so taken aback by me as a child that she said if I had been born first, she wouldn't have had another one.
Oh my. I don't think she meant it.
I don't know. So I was a pretty tough kid, and all year I asked her, I wanted a purple bike.
Oh.
I remember my parents did that call into the North Pole thing, and I told Santa I want a purple bike.
Wow.
And I wanted it with those streamers on the handlebars.
Yes.
Do you know the ones?
Yes.
Yes.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Plastic streamers, and I really wanted this purple bike. I asked for it all year. And then, I looked in all of the hiding spots.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I know my parents buy some gifts in addition to Santa.
Mm-hmm.
My parents would buy some gifts. So I was like, maybe I'll, look around, see if I can find it. No dice. Couldn't find it. Pretty disappointed. I was like, maybe Santa will bring it. I wake up. I open the door. It's like 5 a.m. Because that's when you wake up on Christmas morning when you're 7.
Right.
And I fling open the door and I slam my siblings' door and I'm like, it's Christmas. Get up. And they don't get up. And then I run to my parents' door, and of course, they're already awake. And I run downstairs, and I turn my head, and there it is, in the basking glow of the Christmas lights, my purple bike with the streamers. I screamed. It was amazing. And the training wheels could come off, so I could ride it two-wheeler if I wanted.
Wow. But it had so you started with the training wheels.
Yes.
Did it? Wait,
Don't
I
be
want
judgmental about it.
No, I'm not.
Everyone starts somewhere.
I know. Actually, yeah. That's for another conversation. However, I have some questions.
Please.
Did it have a banana seat?
So no, bikes in the 90s didn't have banana seats.
Oh, that was okay.
So
Is that a 70s thing?
yes.
Okay.
It harkens back to your
Because
childhood.
I have a memory of like banana seats and the streamers, and like you go really fast and they blow in the wind. They were
Yeah.
kind of supposed to be a little bit like motorcycles in a way, I think.
Oh, okay.
I think that was kind of the vibe maybe of a banana seat.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, my dad had an old bike at his house, my grandparents' house.
Okay.
That had a banana seat, but that was from the 50s.
Ah, okay.
So, yeah, I'm sure they came back around and
So it just had, okay.
It just had a glitter
but
seat. It had a glittery seat. It was
Oh,
glittery.
that's cool.
Yeah.
That sounds
I was
cool.
smashing gender expectations. at a
Yes,
young
I
age.
can see that. I can see that.
Loved it. And I had it for many years. In fact, when I kind of outgrew the purple and I wanted something a little bit more masculine, my mom helped me paint it blue.
Oh.
Yeah, and we
I see.
cut
Now
the streamers off.
And I feel that purple is a masculine color.
Thank you.
Or at least a gender neutral color,
Thank you.
personally.
I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
That makes me feel better about 7-year-old me.
Well, so funny. I don't know if people know this, but my birthday is April 15th. My mom's birthday is April 14th. I was actually born at 12:30 in the morning, so a half hour past my
Wow.
mom's birthday.
You really wanted to be your own person.
So she was in labor while, for her whole birthday, which, yay mom, that's quite a feat. But so here's what would happen though. I was an okay kid. I had my moments when I could be good, but I could, like a lot of us, I would get very fixated on myself
Sure.
and about things I wanted. And
Normal.
But what would always happen, not always, but often, my mom's birthday would come and go, and probably either I had done next to nothing or nothing
Yeah.
for my mom's birthday. The next day, I would turn around and expect, ponies and balloons and clowns and every gift I ever wanted.
Yeah.
And often there was a little bit of a lesson about you need to think about other people too, which this is not,
Which you're still learning.
which I'm still learning, obviously, since I've made this podcast all about me.
I'm just kidding.
But it was an important lesson.
Right.
That it's very easy to get self-centered about.
Especially as a kid, you have no perspective. Your parents do so much for you, right?
I know.
You kind of expect it.
I know. But it was just, I'm glad I got taught that lesson.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
hope you've healed from that.
I think I've done that. It was like 500 years ago.
Tell me about a gift.
So I'm thinking of two.
Well, that's okay.
All right. mom worked really hard to make Christmas really special.
Yeah.
You know, and I really appreciated that. And I grew up in the city, as you know, in Minneapolis. And one Christmas I came down, and under the Christmas tree, there was a Western saddle that I got for a gift. Now, the funny part is I did not have a horse.
Yeah.
But I did have a saddle.
But you're halfway there.
I was halfway there.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And that was pretty cool. Again, like, I think supporting my interests and, you know, in a cool way.
That's really cool.
It was very much a surprise. Yeah.
What was the second one?
Well, the really big one, the big, when I graduated from college, I had wanted, so, and this is going to make me sound very spoiled, so prepare yourself. When I graduated from college, my parents got me a Ford Ranger pickup truck.
Oh my gosh.
And
New?
Yeah.
Whew.
I know. It was awesome. I was so excited. And my dad and I had gone to the World Series together, and it had like twin stickers on it.
Oh my gosh.
It was really
those
cool.
are cool truck.
And then, like, I don't know how much later, I lent it to my brother, and he totaled it.
Oh my gosh.
I know. It was bad.
What?
I know.
I'd never forgive my brother for that.
Yeah, I did. Well, and thankfully my dad called me. I was at camp and I had left it at home, and my brother was using it. And he goes, "Shannon, I have to tell you something. The first thing I want to tell you is your brother's okay." And I was like, "Oh, thank God." And he goes, "Your brother totaled your truck." And I'm so thankful that he told me that my brother was okay.
Because you wouldn't have asked.
Because like, I'm so afraid I wouldn't have asked. And I would have. I worried about my brother and sister all the time. Like, I think I would have, but he was fine. But the truck, not so much. But, you know, the funny thing is about that is I ended up, you know, there was insurance money, and I ended up going to Europe with the money.
So you got an experience out of it.
I did.
That's allowed.
Yeah, and I might not have been able to afford the whole trip if that hadn't happened.
Right. Yeah.
And then when I got back, I got a job, so I was able to buy a used car, but it's never
the same.
It was that I love that truck.
There's nothing like your first love of a car. So you kind of mentioned, you know, you kind of touched on in the beginning about the Christmas gift from your grandma, that you could go to Florida, and then you talked about how your graduation gift ended up being a trip because your brother destroyed the car.
Right.
So that had me thinking a little bit about like gifts that I've received that are experiences instead of objects. Because I mean, I guess if you think about like that bike that I got, I mean, it helped me learn how to ride a bike, and it served me for many years. You know, it taught me, it was a tool of confidence because I ended up taking the training wheels off, and then I ended up painting it. So it actually taught me how to take apart a bike. So it actually gave me quite a bit of experience from this material object. But I'm thinking about like, my parents have now moved to a model of no more things. We're doing experiences as a family, so which has been great. So like 2 years ago, we went to Portugal, and then a couple years before that, before COVID, we went to Spain, and that was our family vacation. This year, we're going to Puerto Rico.
Wow!
So we've moved away from that, but it brings me to like it reminds me of my study abroad a little bit. When I studied abroad in Costa Rica, and that was a massive gift. That was like my Christmas, my birthday, like for 2 or 3 years, because I mean that's not cheap. And it was incredible for my parents to give me that. And you just think about all the growing and all of the experience I got out of a gift like that. I mean, what a treasure. And I have friends who, and I regret not doing this, I have friends who went on their study abroads, and they went up to like the highest peak of a mountain or in some like Machu Picchu or some famous landmark, and they held up a sign that said, "Thank you, Mom and Dad."
Oh.
And I was like, dang, I didn't do that. So Mom and Dad, if you listen, they're not. But if you do, thank you.
That's nice. Well, and that's the thing, not only providing those experiences, you know, and having those opportunities, but letting you do them is so big. And I think about that trip to Europe. I went by myself. You know, it wasn't a program. I was just going and visiting camp friends all over. And that was when I saw the Berlin Wall, like less than a year before it came down. I went to East Berlin to visit friends. I traveled by train by myself. And I remember it was really hard. My mom really struggled with the idea of me going, but ultimately, you know, she gave me her blessing and really, you know, and that is such a gift. Even though she was uncomfortable, even though it was a really hard thing to say yes to, she said yes because, and I'll tell you, that gave me so much confidence that I could do things. And then I think, you know, my parents sent me to camp from the time I was like 6 years old.
Yeah.
And having that is incredible. Like that I got to have those experiences, that I got to, you know, learn how to cook out over a fire, that I slept away from home, that, you know, my parents also let me like walk to the park and take city buses and, you know, roller skate to a friend's house. And those opportunities for independence and for just your parents having faith that you could do the thing, and that you know, even though I know it was hard. I know it was hard to let go enough, but it's such a gift, you know, to have those big life experiences. You know, those things build on each other, and your parents having that kind of faith in you and confidence in you, it means so much. You know, and I'm sure your parents were nervous about you going to Costa Rica.
Yeah, or like, I don't like to use the word third world country because I think that's reductive, but
or developing.
But
actually, Costa Rica is pretty.
Yeah, but it's still considered a.
Yeah.
It's a banana republic. It's a they're a quote unquote third world country, again reductive, but yeah, of course they were nervous, and I didn't really speak Spanish. I mean, I eked by on my ability to like conjugate a couple of words, but like I learned a lot there. Thinking about my time in Costa Rica and thinking about like college for me was like I knew my parents would pay for it. I think I talked about this in another episode. Like my parents said, we'll pay for 4 years. So when I wanted to go back, I had to get a job because I had to pay for it myself. But I think that we think about, and some of our listeners I'm sure think about camp as kind of an expectation. Like, oh yeah, I went last year, so of course I'm going to go this year. And they don't even think about the gratitude. And I'm sure someday they'll look back, but it's hard. But it's hard. Like, you know, we were just talking about the perspective as a kid. You only think about yourself, your mom, and her birthday, and you don't really think about the fact that your parents are, you know, doing this thing for you, and it's a huge gift. It's probably the greatest gift you can receive as a young person. It's not an expectation. It's a gift every single summer that they do that for you.
Yeah, and it's a challenge, I'm sure, for a lot of our families, you know, to do that. But I think we're really lucky that we have families that really get that, how important those experiences are, and really support it and participate. And I'm thankful to our families for all of that. I'm thankful also to our kids who have the courage to come and to have the experience and be open, you know, to meeting new people and all of that. I'm just like glad that camp is an opportunity, you know, all over the country that people, you know, as much as I want people to come to our camps, because I think our camps are awesome and our staff are really amazing. I just think it's such a great experience, especially I'm very partial to YMCA camping.
Right. Yeah. You know, I am too.
I think the fact that kids all over the country could have this experience, and you know, because I really do think it, for all my friends, it made a huge difference.
Yeah. I mean, it's life-changing.
Yeah.
There's no way around it. And so, like, I guess during this season of giving, and we could take, I hope that our listeners, whether you're alumni, whether you're current campers, whether you're parents of a camper or guardians or sponsors of a camper, like, take the time to be grateful for camp and grateful that somebody sent you, that you're able to go, right? And like I said, I think about that picture I should have taken for my parents. Like, you could just tell them, hey, thank you so much that I get to go to camp and I get to do this. And maybe it's not Chimney. Maybe you're listening from some camp down in Florida. I know my best friend Allison listens to all of these podcasts because she's hoping to get a shout out. There you go. Maybe you're listening in Florida and you're thinking that she went to a camp called Warner Tully. I mean, I'm sure she could reach out to her mom and be like, hey, thanks for sending me. I mean, you know, it's just one of those things. Again, it's not an expectation. It's a gift every single time.
You know, another thing, Abby and I were talking to the mom of one of our aides, who told us a story about how in her family camping was just not done. She grew up in another country. Her family immigrated here, and never in a million years would she have thought to send her kids to camp. And a friend of hers just kept after her and said, you got to go to camp. You got to send your kids to camp. It's going to make all the difference. And just bugged her and bugged her and bugged her till she's finally like, fine, I'll just give it a try. And she ended up sending both her daughter and son to Camp Beckett and to Chimney Corners. And she told us that now, looking back, she can't imagine not sending them, that
Right.
What a huge difference it made. And so it makes me realize that sometimes we keep it a secret, like how great these experiences are. And we really count on families to kind of encourage other people to be a part of it. I think sometimes, either we want to keep it to ourselves, or we're afraid to tell people, because they'll think it's too expensive, or that, it's not right for them. But just remember all the things that you get out of it, and, share it with other people, because again, I think we've seen it make such a big difference in so many different people's lives. So, tell people your stories. And again, not even just our camp, but camp in general, like encouraging kids to have, big life experiences. So, tell folks about what's going on.
Thank your people who are able to send you.
Yeah. Thanks, Mom and Dad, for sending me to camp and helping me live a big life. I really do appreciate it too.
That's sweet. Thank you to my parents for the purple bike. I've never forgotten it.
Yeah.
It was awesome. I named it Christmas.
Christmas.
I was 7. Cut me some slack.
That's great. I like that.
Well, we're going to wrap up. We want to encourage you to let us know if you want to hear a crazy story. Maybe you remember a story that Shannon shared at chapel that you want to hear again. Maybe you have an idea for something for us to talk about. Reach out. You can get us on Instagram. You can get us on our website. You can get our numbers there. You can actually even, this might sound crazy, you can call me and Shannon directly. We have extensions.
Yep.
We'll pick up and we'll be like, oh, it's you.
Hello.
So reach out. We're looking forward to hearing from you.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank y'all for listening to Not Too Shabby. We wish you all a very happy holiday season and a beautiful new year. We'll talk to y'all in January. Bye.